Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the Predator Badlands teaser trailer. It is a teaser. It's about 71 seconds. I'm a huge Predator fan, outside of one film and, AVP Requiem and the Predator. I've really enjoyed the franchise. The first Predator is one of my favorite sci-fi action films of all time. One of the best movies of the 80s. I like Predator 2, as flawed as it is. Predators, I think, is underrated. As I said, AVP is stupid fun. It's by no means great, but it could have been worse. And we got to have AVP Requiem, which I think is the worst of either franchise, both Predator and Alien. And the Predator really is the only standalone Predator film that I think is awful. Of Shane Black retconning the Predator history and lore and saying, like, oh, no, not like a race of hunters. That's not like part of their culture or their traditions. No. They hunt people so they can obtain autism and so they can inject themselves with autism, which is such a wild thing, but it did come out during that era where, and it's kind of on the rebound, it's kind of returning, where autism is a superpower. It's very weird. Despite the Predator franchise being put on ice, Dan Trachtenberg came in with Prey, a prequel sequel, taking place hundreds of years before the events of the original Predator films, and where we follow a Native American woman, Native Americans having to deal with a predator, which has arrived on the continental United States, time North America, and it was great. It was a great film. It was shot in the arm of the franchise, and I guess Dan Trachtenberg essentially is shepherding the Predator franchise, as far as I know. He's directed this movie, and they have an anime coming out, an anime film, or not an anime, and then an animated anthology movie, which I'm looking forward to. And I guess this is more of a dystopian sci-fi film, which is in the far future, which I think sounds pretty cool. The furthest that the Predator franchise has gone. Outside of that, I've not seen this trailer, so I'm just going in with my, just my fresh virgin Predator eyes, which sounds horrifying. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'll get back with my thoughts. Come back with your thoughts. Have a nice little conversation. Oh, is that a T-Rex skull? That's cool.
I didn't think you survived.
Those drums. Remember, hell of a release date. Confidence. Was that Elle Fanning? Ooh. Oh, is the Predator the main character? Is he the hero?
You're hunting something.
Oh, they got a lot more budget this time. Yeah. Oh, cool. He or she is the hero. Oh, no, hentai! The most dangerous of predators. Wow, that looks pretty awesome. That looks really cool. All right. Let me get a good look at our Predator hero here. This Predator also just looks a lot skinnier. So I imagine, all right, they've either been stranded on this world or something. They're a bit of a survivor. But this is interesting, where the idea of the Predator, I mean, listen, being a good guy or a hero or, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, which was explored in the first AVP film. It's not a foreign concept. It's also been explored in the books and comics and stuff. But this is the first time where I'm guessing the Predator is going to be the main lead of this movie, which is a bold choice, but a choice that I actually really like. I mean, that's the thing with the Predator. Unlike the aliens, which are always going to be, evil. And I mean, they're savage animals that just want to breed, just want to fuck, right? The Predator, it's like, no, this is a sentient species that you can actually negotiate with and talk, have a communication, which I think is really cool. And so it's like this Predator on an alien world, trying to survive on its own, but seemingly also being assisted by humans. There's one shot. I mean, all of that looks great. I mean, I'm liking it. Clearly the budget's on full display, more so than Prey. So that's great that it got, a nice uptick in budget. I like the aesthetic so far. I like the different types of Predators that we've got, and they all look, which makes sense. They don't all look the same. So you got one that, looks a little smaller. Probably a young Predator, He had one like was wearing antlers or something, looked really cool. It was like white. But there's one shot in the trailer. It's like, is Elle Fanning? Is she an android? Is this connecting to the Alien franchise? It's funny. I'm wearing Weyland Yutani. Did her eyes do something weird? It looks like her eyes rolled back, and yeah, right here. Oh, that looks like a W to me. Is she a Weyland Yutani android? So they're just going, yeah. I mean, well, they did talk about, I think it was discussed. Dan Trachtenberg and Fede Alvarez had said that eventually they kind of want to do a collaboration and do like, probably a better version of AVP. Which I'll tell you right now, I've never been all about that. I know a lot of fans love that in the comics and the books. And I read those comics and books, and they're fun and everything, but I don't necessarily need that for the films. However, if Dan Trachtenberg was doing it, I would give it a shot. I'd give it a chance, More so than Fede Alvarez, who I'm just not a particularly big fan of as a filmmaker. So, okay. But yeah, it looks like this is set during the events of the Alien franchise, which is very interesting. But yeah, no, everything I'm seeing looks really cool. What about you guys? What do you think of this? Is Elle Fanning an android from the Alien franchise? Is this a young adult Predator? Is this the YA of Predator? Which is, I don't mean that in a facetious way. Is this the YA of Predator stories? No, I love the concept. If people have been wanting a movie where the Predator is the good guy. I mean, kind of, it's like Terminator. It's like Terminator. Just do that with the Predator. That sounds cool. I'm all for that. What do you guys think? Let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see here. Chris Ayers, I've kind of grown to love the Predators. So Bad's good movie. It'd be a fun watch. But, oh, Jesus, I don't know. I don't think I'm on that wavelength. My fresh virgin Predator eyes, Chris. Have a seat, Chris. No, he's the Predator. Yes, that was Fan. She's a robot. That's cool. Angela says, okay, this could be cool. Let's see. Okay, the thing my mom had funny reaction. She was Elle Fanning showing up. She says, "Is that Elle Fanning? Oh, Jesus, what's she doing here?" I don't think my mom likes her. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, she's pretty. I like Elle Fanning. She's a Weyland Yutani android. That's awesome. Okay. Today's Cowboy Tommy says, looks pretty cool. Predator kind of looks weird. Too normal. You know what? You bring up a good point, and I think it's because they're trying to humanize it a little more, and it has like a fucking crab face, still has the crab face. But you're right. It's a little smaller. And the Predator's already very humanoid, obviously, but you're not wrong. Like the head is definitely smaller, and I wonder if they did that because if you look at the prey Predator, it's like one of the more monstrous looking Predators. It's like that thing's fucking gross looking, right? Got like its extra long mandibles and things. It's gross. But yeah, you're right. This one is the least gross looking. Is this the hot Predator? Yeah. You're not wrong. I'm not like against the design. But yeah, you're correct. I think they made it more humanoid because they're going to make it the lead. At least that's my guess. Hentai, hell yeah. Very excited this movie. Says Too Tall, Bat Boy, so smart. The first time the Predator franchise director has actually come back to make another. True. That's true. Good point. The idea of a Predator movie where it follows a Predator being hunted by humans like Rambo. That's a great concept. I wonder if they'll do that, though. So in the trailer, which we'll watch it again in a second, but we obviously see this Predator being hunted by other Predators, which that's been explored before in the franchise. But I do wonder, actually, if maybe they'll incorporate your idea, Deadpool, where it's Weyland Yutani also hunting the Predator. So you have like three different things going on. You have the Predators hunting this Predator for whatever reason. You have already the flora and fauna, which is dangerous on this planet. But I think Weyland Yutani would probably be interested in the Predators as well, the Yutai. Or the Yauta, not the Yutai, the Yauta. And they want their technology too. And so you might have a situation like that where the Predator is being hunted by humans. That usually sounds really cool. I mean, you want a coming-of-age Predator become adult. Yeah, I think you're right, Izakar. That's a good way to put it. Coming of age. Got that logo. Yeah, I recognize the W. If you zoom in, it's a Weyland symbol. Yeah, that's cool. I'll give it a shot. I'm not, over the moon about the idea of these franchises crossing over, but if Dan Trachtenberg is doing it, I'll give him a lot more leeway than I would others. I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me see what you got. I'm concerned, but not as concerned since you're doing it. Yeah, because Jailface No Rush got W's. Alvarez said semi-jokingly when Ramos was coming out that he liked to team up with Trackbird, do a new AVP movie. I guess he was joking less than he was implying, yeah. I'd rather Trachtenberg have more creative control over the... honestly, I'd fucking love to see Dan Trachtenberg do an Alien movie. That would be good. Fuck you, just willed the most unholy fan art. No more AV. Yeah, I'm not, over the moon about it, but, I think they're going to do that. They're going to do it, so I'd rather they give it to someone who knows what they're doing, which I feel like Trachtenberg does. All right, good evening to you, Dylan Murray. Hope you're doing well. Play it again. I'll play it again. I'm not crazy about the CGI Predator face. I prefer the practical Predator face. No, I understand. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm willing to give a little leeway. But yep, pretty boy Predator. We're gonna call him Pretty Boy. Well, the Predator is half human, half. Oh shit! What if he's a Weyland-Yutani experiment? Yeah, with autism. This Predator had a little too much autism. That's why they're being hunted. That's why they're hunting him, because he has all the autism. He's the most autistic Predator. Oh, well, our shareholders need that autism. They need it too. It's more valuable than the xenomorph. Okay. So I'll keep reading your comments, but guys can comment on this. What are you willing to bet an alien's going to show up in this? Or if that's like the end stinger, is that you're going to see xenomorphs, or you're going to see a queen or an alien egg. If Weyland-Yutani's there, what if that's like a big fucking reveal in it? Because there was also, way back when Neil Blomkamp. Neil Blomkamp originally was going to direct like essentially a legacy sequel to Alien. It was going to be the new Alien 3. Alien 5, working title, but it was going to be new Alien 3. It would have ignored all the events after Aliens, not canon anymore. And in one of the concepts that he was playing around with was Weyland-Yutani had finally weaponized the xenomorphs, and they had like technology on them and stuff. What if they incorporate that into this movie? And they're sending these mecha xenomorphs essentially after the Predator, or this guy, or the Predators in general. That'd be interesting. RFK Jr.'s there in the chat. No! Oh, God. I need the Predators. Is RFK Jr. a Predator because he seems to be obsessed with finding all the odds? I think he is. Yeah, he's a Yauta. Yeah. Yeah, they already got the black goo. If not the alien, then maybe the two stars from Ramos. I don't think they're going to try dragging Weaver back in. Oh, no. I'm not saying like they're going to, like, although I didn't even consider that. That didn't even cross my mind of them like having, like combining this with Romulus. I didn't even think about that. Where it's like all these characters will interact with each other in a sequel. But they fucking might now that you said it. But I'm not saying Weaver. I'm just saying like originally Neil Blomkamp's idea, that was one of the concepts he wanted to explore in his Alien 3/5, where they had these cybernetically enhanced xenomorphs. It just didn't. Maybe they're incorporating those ideas. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm speculating. I think they'll reference the Alien movies, but I don't think they'll have them in it. I think they'll tease it for the next movie. Yeah. AVP remake has been rumored for a few years now. Yeah. True. Why did that Pope have to die instead of RFK? I know. It's sad. Sad J.D. Vance. He's got that fucking Grim Reaper's touch. If a new queen appears, Scott's going to be, no, I hate the queen. I need to make my aliens in my way. The black goo. Oh, the fucking black. I know. Yeah, he really hates the alien queen, doesn't he? Yeah. Interesting. You know what? Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm like, all right, if this is all connected to each other now, we're all going, you can still do the standalone stuff because they got that Alien Earth thing coming out soon, and you can still do the whole Predator movies in different time periods and have fun with that. But if they kind of wanted to, I'd be like, all right, why not? If you want it to all lead to like a movie where they're all fucking together, I'm like, okay, sure, I'll give it a shot. You're gonna do it. I mean, I understand why. Like, it makes sense. It's like, okay, that would get people excited. But unlike maybe like AVP or AVP Rec, you're actually building towards it, and so that's kind of interesting. So it's like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'm not even like over the moon about the idea, but I'm like, okay. If Trachtenberg was just in charge of all of it, I would have loved to have seen if he directed Alien Romulus, honestly. In hindsight, I think he should have done it. He really should have done it. If he was in charge, I think you had a much better movie. That aside, if he is shepherding Predator and then the AVP film, I'm like, all right. And then it has the fucking Romulus characters of David and what's her name? Okay. Sure. We'll see.